everyone, it's Jamie. Welcome back. So today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I do a Halloween tabletop decor using Dollar Tree items. So the first thing that you're going to need is one of the 4-pack of foam dice from the Dollar Tree. You'll also need some of the wooden letters. These are 26 in a pack. You will need 2 packs because we're going to be doubling up on some of the letters. Some yarn from the Dollar Tree. 4 wooden beads. I did get mine from Hobby Lobby, but Dollar Tree does carry wooden beads occasionally. A yarn needle. I got mine from Walmart in a 4-pack for $1.47, and I will be using the larger needle. You'll also need a wooden skewer or something sharp to poke a hole with because we will be poking a hole through our foam dice. I'm also going to be using some Waverly chalk paint in the color white, some of the apple barrel paint in the color black, and you'll also need scissors and some hot glue. Next, I'm going to be taking 3 of the foam dice and my wooden skewer, and I will be poking a hole through the foam dice. So you'll want to find the center of the dice, poke the skewer all the way through to the other side. Try to keep it as centered as you can. And we'll be poking a hole just through this one side. Next, I'm going to be taking the dice and I'm going to be giving them 2 coats of black paint. Here I'm just showing you where I've used the skewer to kind of help me hang on to the dice so that I don't get paint on my fingers, but you don't have to do that. So while our dice are drying, I'm going to be taking the wooden letters, and I've spelled out Eek and Boo, and I'm going to be giving them 2 coats of the Waverly chalk paint in white. So now that our blocks are dry and our letters are dry, we are going to be attaching our letters to our foam blocks. Here on the side where we poke the hole, we want to make sure that we keep that on the side because that is where we are going to be stringing our yarn through. So I'm going to be attaching our letters with some hot glue, and you don't want to use too much hot glue because when you go to press this on the block, it will seep out. So just a little bit of hot glue will do you. So I'm going to place my letters as centered as I can get them on the blocks. Press down a little bit. And I wanted to mention that when you go to add the other lettering, make sure that you do get it on the right side and in the right order. I made this project before filming this video and I did get the letters backwards. So now I'm going to be making 2 tassels, and to do this I am going to be taking some of the Dollar Tree yarn and I'm going to be wrapping them around my 4 fingers, and I'm going to be wrapping it about 30 times. Okay, so now that I have that wrapped around 30 times, I'm just going to snip off the yarn. And so this is what our little yarn bundle should look like. Next, I'm going to snip off about 3 inches of the yarn, and I'm going to slide the yarn bundle off of my fingers. And then with that little piece of yarn, I'm going to run it through the hole there. And then I'm just going to tie this in a double knot to secure our yarn bundle. I'm just going to drop the strings there on the side. Then I'm going to open up the little yarn bundle here, and I will be cutting that in half. So there is what that should look like. And where I double knotted it, I want to keep the double knot on the inside so that it won't be seen. So I'm going to flip the one side of the yarn bundle over, and there is what that should look like. Next, I'm going to take about 8 inches or so of yarn, and then I'm going to be wrapping it around my little yarn bundle here. So we're just going to be wrapping this around about 6 times of the little tassel here just to make the head. I'm going to snip off this little extra piece here. And now with the remainder of the yarn, I'm just going to be threading that through our yarn needle. And if you find this hard to do, you can always put a piece of tape on the end of your yarn. That way it'll help you thread it through the needle a little easier. So once I get the needle threaded on there, I'm just going to take the needle and I'm going to go up behind where we wrapped it 6 times. And I'm just going to push the yarn needle through and just pull my yarn up through there. Then I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to come back down through the back of it, pull it through, and then take off my needle. And now our yarn bundle there is secure, so there is our tassel. Next, I am going to just be trimming off the ends of the tassel here just to even it up a little bit. So now I'm going to be taking some yarn and threading it through my yarn needle. And then I'm going to be taking the yarn needle and going up underneath through the head there and then pulling my yarn through a little bit. And I'm going to remove the yarn needle. And now I'm just going to tie a double knot in my yarn here. And this little side right here, this little piece of yarn, I'm just going to snip that off. And now our tassel is attached to our yarn. So now I'm going to pull out about 18 inches of the yarn and snip that off. And I'm going to rethread the needle. Now I'm going to start threading on the wooden beads. So I'm taking my first bead and stringing that on and then sliding it down till it touches the tassel. Then I'm going to take the 3 foam blocks and I'm going to start with the last letter. So I'm going to take the O and taking my yarn needle and going through that hole that we poked through there with our wooden skewer. I'm just going to pull the foam block through and slide it down till it touches the wooden bead. Then I'm going to take another wooden bead and thread that on and slide it down. I'm going to take the next letter. I'm going to slide that down until it touches the wooden bead. Then I'm going to take another wooden bead and thread that on, and slide it down, and then I'm going to take the last letter, thread that on there, and then slide it down. And then I'm going to take the last wooden bead, thread it through, and then slide it down. Then I'm going to take our tassel, and I'm just going to take the yarn needle, thread it through the head of that tassel, and then I'm going to slide the tassel all the way down to the last wooden bead. And then I'm going to tie a double knot in the yarn around the tassel just to secure it on. Once I get that secured there, I'm just going to snip off our yarn, and there we have it. So here it says boo. I'm going to turn it over, and it says eek. Guys, so this is the end of the video, and this is how this project turned out. I think it turned out super cute, and I am so proud of it. So right now I've got it sitting on my coffee bar. I'm not sure if this is where it's going to stay, but for right now I'm just going to put it here. And I just wanted to show you guys how cute this looks. And if I decide that I don't want it to say boo, all I have to do is just turn it around, and then it can say eek. So anyway, I think that is so cute, and I am so happy with how this turned out. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Whenever you like my videos, it helps YouTube recognize me so that they can recommend my videos to other people. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, because I would love to have you as a friend here on YouTube. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. I wanted to thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye!